Ezekiel, Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Joseph, for Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, What thou wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? I like to give all prayers and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, the Wadi Abashim Yahushua, for giving us the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who deserve double honors, rightfully so. Shalom to the Akim, pushing the word in sincerity and truth and being faith-based and preparing us for what is to come. What is to come? Race wars, concentration camps, famine, the RFID chip, which is the Michael the Beast, which is already here. Thermonuclear fire, 200 million missiles hit the soils of America, and simultaneously other places, nuclear is going to be hitting. Simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord is going to lift the hope for elect. I brought this on one of those men through the spirit of Hashim Shah. And yeah, wow. I was watching the Apostles, and and he had one of the brothers, he said we need that 12 tribe chart. And so the brother ran and got it, and he put it there, boom. And it said it's important. And in knowing and understanding the truth, this is important. You know how important this is. Because I remember when I first heard the truth, and I was Salaki if I start rambling, just reminiscing on how I got to this point where I'm in this truth. I've been under Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shemel Kakodash. And I remember when I heard certain things, it clicked. It clicked. Like, for example, the garment. It clicked. And it was the first thing I went and ran and did and made my garment. I ran to the cleaners. I bought the borders of blue, the fringes, and it had a garment. I cut the garment myself, and I made a hole for the neck. And I said, "Dang, it don't look too good." You know what I'm saying? But then I took it to the cleaner. I let them edge it up, and then I let them put the borders of blue on it. They stitched it up. Of course, it was probably like $10, something like that. I remember the gooks was looking at me like I just told them, it's a lot here. And same thing went with the signs. A lot of the signs I have, I went out and I went and made them. They wasn't real big, but I clicked. And this was like one of the most important ones I got. It clicked. And I said, oh man. So I went, and I went and made the signs. And it was just beautiful, it just to know something. Like everything that I've been through in my life, it came in the forefront, and I analyzed it. I went through it over again in my life, and all my mistakes and all the things I've done wrong. And I wouldn't say I was straggling the fence, but I wanted more of this information. I wanted this information. I wanted more of this, because it was something about this information that resonated my spirit and made me feel good, and you feel ashamed for the things you have done. But it's a skillful balance. So you got to let one in this society. You got if you're gonna deal with Yahweh Shem Shah, you got to let that balance lift up in your spirit, and let Yahweh Shem Shah deal with all the things, the burdens, and the sins you have done. So Slakia, and then we're here now, 2018, and it's making more and more sense. And those that don't understand it, you still blind. Okay, so when you're on the highways and the byways and you have this sign, and then someone comes up and say, "Oh, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Dominican, I'm Mexican," and you look at that sign, and they say, "What do that word mean? Like, why is that? Why is these words like this?" And and this sign resi- um has revived so many men and women to come back into this fold of Yahweh Shem Shah. It have risen, and and some have came up and stood, some have came up and left, but at the same time, this sign is the most important sign that brought us back together. And the scriptures I just read broke that down, because it tells you right here. It says Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 18, and it says, when the children of thy people, so that means everybody's not your people. Now on the sign, this sign is so spiritual that the apostle Tahar said, it scares the other nation, and especially Esau, because you call yourself you Edomites, Amalek, you call yourself Jews, but you have forgotten about the rest of the children of Israel. That's why you can't just be a Jew. You can't. What about Ephraim? These and that's why you're not the ones. Okay, and I'll just read. I'm gonna read this verse again, and then we'll come back up. And I had some of the other verses, but just these alone clarifies it. All right, it says right here, Ezekiel chapter 37. All right, chapter 37, verse. I'm gonna start back up at verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it. And what you gonna write? The names for Judah. As you see on top, Judah is there. And for the children of Israel, his companions. Now, when you go back into the book of Kings, so you read about Jeroboam and Rehoboam. That's where it breaks down that. See, it took time as the kings, as King David, Solomon, and all other kings after him. It took time for all these things to be broken down, to break down the whole nation. The Yahweh Shema broke us. He couldn't just do it if he wanted to, he could, but he broke us down through time. Just like he's building us up back through time. It's taking time to build us up, because you can't just go. Yahweh Shema, he could if he want to. He could just come up with a fleet of UFOs, which are the chariots of the Lord, and just wreak havoc on this place. He could if he want. But this has to be done through time. Who's going to stay in the fold? Who's going to fall out the fold? So, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companion. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for the house of Israel, his companion. And that's what happened. When you go into this word stick is just one word. It's just one word I want to pull out of it. All right, I'm gonna go to it right here. Salakia. It says this is H6086. It. Salakia if I pronounced that wrong. It says tree, wood, thumble, stock, plank. That's the word I wanted. Plank. When this is I mean, I may not be as smart as the rest, man. I just through the spirit, you know. I remember another thing, Salakia. This might go a little longer than I thought, but Salakia. But I remember seeking out things in my life, knowing that this wasn't right, that was wrong, this was not right, this just seeing things in my life. And then, you know, I remember hearing this. Like I said, I remember hearing it, and it clicked so well, and it was just beautiful.